Hey everybody, this is Randall from Floribama Homestead, and today we're out here underneath our outdoor kitchen. And what we got going on is we're getting ready to take a week-long vacation, but we've got poultry to deal with. We've got turkeys that are in mobile pens, and I had to come up with a solution on how to get them watered while we were gone. And we're going to have someone here at the house that's going to watch after the house. But I didn't want them to worry about having to feed and water and take care of our livestock while we were gone. So I try to automate stuff as best as I can. So what I got out here today is we're underneath our outdoor kitchen sink here, and I had an outdoor spigot right here. And what I did is I rigged up some couplers, right there, if you can see that. Try to get you in there. And then come on down from the coupler, and we have an irrigation valve. And then right down from that, we have another coupler hooked up to a water hose. So what I've got rigged up is this watering valve here is wired up to my misting controller. If you can see that. I'm done with my mist propagation for the year, and I figured, well, I've got the mist controller and I've got the valve. If I run a hose all the way out to our chicken pen from here, maybe we can get something to work that the chickens would get watered automatically and we wouldn't have to worry so much. And the person who's helping us out with watching the house could just come out here and just make sure that the chickens have water in their bowl rather than trying to tote water and make sure that the waters are up in the pen. So what I want to do is I want to take you out to our turkey pen and show you the other end of this thing. If you haven't seen our mist propagation video, the way it's set up is this water valve set to our mist control timer. It goes off every 10 minutes for 10 seconds. So I've got the water pressure turned on at the valve, but my irrigation valve holds that pressure back here, and then every 10 minutes, whenever it triggers for 10 seconds, that valve will open up and it'll put more water pressure in the hose and keep water out to the watering bowl that we have out in the turkey pen. So let's pause the video. I'm going to take you out there and I'm going to show you some stuff out there. Okay, we're out here at the turkey pen, and behind me here is the you see the outdoor kitchen way back there. And I've got a water hose all the way across the yard, and I got it coming up to the pen right here. And so I've got some extra water hose laid out in the yard so that if we have to, we can move these pens and still have extra water hose. I've got about 200 foot of water hose all put together to get enough water out here. But you can see our turkeys are right here at the point where they're ready to be harvested. We're looking at our turkeys at they're probably almost 20 pounds a piece, and they're about 4 months old now. We got these, I think, in later part of May or June or something, and we've been growing those out. And we ordered 10, and 2 died during shipping. But so what we're looking at is 10 gobblers. We lucked up and got, we're looking at 8 gobblers. We lucked up and got all gobblers this year, so we don't have any hens in here. So the gobblers should end up providing more meat for us than if we had a few hens mixed in there. But we thought about, before our trip, maybe we could thin this out and go ahead and process 1 or 2 turkeys. But with the Hurricane Delta coming, we were uncertain. We didn't want to get something started that we couldn't finish. So we decided to just hold off and see what's going to happen. But let's go ahead on in the pen, and I'll show you the other end of this watering mechanism we've got set up. The good thing about raising turkeys is they're not mean and rough. They don't try to get out. They don't try to harass you or beat you up or anything. But okay, so if you see right here, I got this watering bowl. Yeah, the turkeys want to talk too. But I got this watering bowl, and this watering bowl is hooked right here to the water hose. And the water hose provides pressure, a steady, constant pressure to this float valve that's underneath this metal part. And the problem that we were having is If we had the water hose hooked directly up to the spigot, the water would never stop because there was so much water coming out of the house that this bowl would end up overflowing. And if you saw the review that I did on the chicken waters, I kind of explained why I didn't like this bowl. But we didn't have much to work with as far as getting water to our turkey pen while we're on vacation. And so I had to kind of set this up to make this work. And I guess this would work on a permanent basis also, but we've got large enough waters in our chicken pen over there that it'll provide all the water that our chickens will need while we're on our week-long vacation. But our turkeys, they drink 7 gallons of water a day. These 8 birds, they just go through the water. It's really ridiculous how much they drink. And so I knew they were going to need a constant supply of water. And so the first thing that I thought about was, well, if I get a 55-gallon barrel out here and I hook this watering bowl up to the 55-gallon barrel, maybe that would provide enough water. And then it came to me one morning when I was waking up. I was like, well, I got that mist controller that I just showed you. Why don't I just hook up that mist controller and try to make that work? And so it did. When we hooked it up, it's been holding enough pressure. We've given a test run all this week. And when I first started the video, you saw me under there just kind of patching things up. I had to go back and tighten up some joints because they had a couple of drips. So that's what I was doing under there when I started recording this video. But now that this thing only cuts on every 10 minutes for 10 seconds, basically the water hose provides enough pressure, but not too much pressure, that it doesn't overflow the bowl. You see there? There's plenty of water in there for the turkeys to drink. There's always pressure on the hose. And for the entire week that we've tested this out, they've never run out of water and the watering bowl has never overflowed. So I think we found a good solution for us to go on vacation and get enough water out to these turkeys. The other thing that we had a concern about was food. So we fed them 3 bags of 22 layer, chicken layer. That's what we feed our meat turkeys. And we put it inside this automatic feeder here. This holds 3 50-pound bags. And I got it to where it'll feed on one side, and it's just like that on the other side also. But if I lift this lid up here, we put feed in here last Saturday, just kind of monitor, see how much feed they would go through. And see right there how much how much they've ate. So they've ate about half of it in a week. And this thing was slam packed all the way to the top. I probably didn't have a 1/4 inch of airspace at the top of this whenever we first filled this up. So we know that we're going to top this thing off when we get ready to leave town. And we know that the feed will provide enough feed for our turkeys while we're gone, so we won't have to worry about that. And I think we got our water solution figured out now. And I'll say one more thing about this pen. You saw the video where I made this pen, but this is 3 cattle panels wide in here. So we're looking at 12 foot long and about 8 foot wide. And that is more than enough room for these meat turkeys. And we move this on fresh grass every day, sometimes twice a day. And I've never had a problem with any of my turkeys in the amount of space. When we got the turkeys, we also got the meat chickens at the same time. So when they were little chicks, we had all of our turkeys in here and all of our meat chickens together at the same time. But by the time that the meat chickens were ready to harvest, the turkeys were needing a little more space. So that worked out, and I think that's something we're going to continue to do in the future also. But okay, well, hopefully you find something that's of value on this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. And if you're not already a member, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and set your bell's notification so you can get updates every time we bring new content. And thanks for watching.